Hello everyone, we learned that the most important note in a scale is the tonic, also known as scale degree number 1. In the case of C major, the tonic is C. Think of the tonic as the home of a scale. You always start and end on the tonic. The next most important note in a scale is the dominant, also known as scale degree number 5. In the case of C major, the dominant note is G. Think of the dominant as the best friend of the tonic, and I will show you why later on. If we're in the key of B minor, then the dominant is a 5th note, so F sharp. With the dominant note comes the dominant chord. Let's learn how to build a dominant chord. So if we're in the key of C major, our first step is we go to the dominant note, which is G, and we just build a regular triad. So we skip, we get B, skip again, we get D. So G, B, D is the dominant chord of C major. Now, just as we learned in the tonic chord, we like to use Roman numerals to represent these chords. And in the case of a dominant chord, because it starts on scale degree 5, we use the capitalized Roman numeral letter 5, which looks like a V. Now, let me play you the dominant chord several times. What happens is that this dominant chord creates the tendency to go back to the tonic chord. And that is precisely why we often call the dominant chord the best friend of the tonic chord. And it is also why, the dominant chord is the second most important chord in music. Let's do a dominant chord in a minor scale. When we're building the dominant chord in a minor scale, we always use the harmonic minor. So let's say we're in the key of B minor. We start with the dominant note, which is F sharp, and then we just skip, and then we just skip again. And the chord that we get is F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp. So this is the dominant chord of B minor. Again, we use a capitalized Roman numeral letter 5. Now, if I play this chord, it also creates the tendency to go back to the tonic chord. Now, let's conclude the video with dominant chord inversions. So, if we have the dominant chord of C major, if the chordal third, in this case B, is the bass, then we have our first inversion, and if D is our bass, then we have our second inversion. So this is very straightforward.